What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Crypto Catch Up. Of course, your number one place to catch up on crypto. Well, things have been absolutely heating up. Blackrock's doubling and tripling down. We got $1 trillion company investing into Bitcoin and much more. So today we're going to be covering all of that plus some. So of course, sit back, grab your popcorn this beautiful morning, and let's get straight into it. Now, starting off the video here, looking at, of course, the fundamentals, then we're going to press into the technicals, and then we're going to get into the news. We can see here that this market is getting greedy, folks. It is getting greedy. Extreme crypto fear and greed index sitting in extreme greed at an 88. What we can see is that this is the second day now that we have been in extreme greed just within the last month, and the 17th day that we've been here in the last year. So we definitely don't stay here very long. So that is something to think about. You know, the last time that we were here looks like it was back here right around that first push up towards $70,000 earlier this year. But we have, of course, surpassed that and seem to be doing well. And, you know, some people ask me pretty often, like, what do you think about the market being in extreme greed? And although I do believe that it does entail that it's not the best time to be buying, obviously it's not the best time to be buying, it doesn't immediately mean that it's a terrible time for the market or that we're immediately going to see a crash or something, right? We have seen entire bull markets spent in greed, right? I mean, if you just go look back at 2021, you can see we've had entire bull markets, basically the entire bull market in greed. So it doesn't mean that it's going to pull back, but obviously buying in the bear market is the best time. Buying in the bull market is not the best time. And so, yeah, my general thought process here is like, yeah, it's not the best time to be buying, but it's not that huge of a deal once we start getting rallies like this, in my opinion. Now, kind of piggybacking that off of what we're actually seeing right now, what I actually will go ahead and say is that although we are still in extreme greed and people are still feeling euphoric, now that Bitcoin's price is kind of slowing down a bit and running in towards that $94,000, $93,000, $95,000 level, people are actually starting to expect that this bad boy is going to start pulling back soon. If you look at your 24-hour visual screener, this actually goes to show that a substantial amount of people are starting to close down those long trades and open up some short trades. Still a little bit weighted towards the longs, but it's definitely a lot more than it was. You guys remember a few days ago, we saw the longs entering way down here, meaning that way more people were entering on the longs and closing their shorts, whereas right now, people are starting to close down those long trades and enter on the short trades. Now, as a result of people making this move, if we go up towards our liquidation map, you can see that it's actually favored towards the top side now. There will be more liquidations that happen now if this market pushes back up towards 93,000 on the dailies than if it falls back towards 87,000. And you guys know that I'm a big proponent that wherever the most liquidations are sitting is the direction you're very likely to go. And so because I am seeing people starting to think this market's going to pull back and they don't think Bitcoin can hit 100K or 95K, it's almost making me wonder if Bitcoin's actually going to do it, if it's actually going to pull it off, because these doubters will get liquidated. I don't know. I do know that the 7-day is looking scary. I know the 30-day is looking real scary. And so I do still feel like a more macro pullback will happen at some point, but I'm not quite sure that it's going to happen now. Now, guys, I will let you know, I do have fundamental analysis that goes out every single day over in the Patreon. You can join the Patreon for as little as $1 a month, which gets you access to just the community, so you can talk to me and ask me questions and join the community. But for $5 a month, you can join and get access to my thoughts and insights, daily fundamental analysis reports, daily technical analysis reports. You can join the community, and I'm posting some crash courses over the next coming weeks for those of you who are a little bit new around here. So feel free to go check that out down below if you're interested. But with that in mind and kind of knowing what the fundamentals are showing us right now, you can start to see it reflect in the price of Bitcoin. What I've been talking to you all about here on the channel for a while is the fact that I thought Bitcoin eventually would hit its 1.618 Fibonacci extension. This is its intra-bull market extension zone, and this is a it's a very important place to get to. If we can do that, that means that entire move that we saw from March all the way down to August and then all the way back up and breaking out of this channel, all of this will have been validated. The breakout of this channel will have been complete, and we will have actually, for the first time in years, seen a macro extension happen. I've told you all it's very important, and I've told you all that it's going to happen at some given point. It's just a matter of whether it's going to be right now. And now that we're seeing Bitcoin's price kind of waning a little bit and struggling a little bit, and we got that wick right there, again, people think that this thing isn't going to make it. They don't think it's going to be able to do it, and they're expecting it to pull back. And typically I would be in the same boat. Typically I'd be like, well, we are overextended, we're pushed outside of our Bollinger Bands, we should come back down towards, maybe the $75,000, $80,000 level at some point. But quite frankly, now I just don't know. I just don't know at this given point, because when everyone starts thinking we're going to go down, the thing usually just goes in the opposite direction. So I don't really know what Bitcoin's price itself is going to do right now, but I'm not 100% confident that we're not going to push towards 95K. So of course I will continue to update you. Right now I'm in a standstill. I'm at a pause. I'm not buying Bitcoin at this moment. I'm not trying to go long. I'm not going short. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just really going to sit back, wait, and watch. If it pushes up to 95K, fantastic. I will continue to take some profits off the table like I have been. If it comes back down towards 75, 80K, I'm gonna probably buy a little bit more, guys, quite frankly. So right now I am just sitting back waiting and watching, but it is very interesting that people don't think it can hit 95K, because now that's increasing the chances and the likelihood that it can hit 95K. So we'll of course keep an eye on that, and I'll let you guys know. And don't forget, I do a ton of technical analysis over on my main channel, which is linked down below. Now, speaking of that, guys, if you do want to buy a little bit of Bitcoin yourself, please do check out that BTCC link down below. You can go trade some Bitcoin on up to 50 to 100x leverage without needing to KYC, meaning you don't have to hand over your personal and private information, but you are going to get some crazy rewards. Reward number one, you're going to get a 10% bonus on first time deposits. Guys, this means if you go deposit $5,000, they're going to give you $500 to trade with. And if you turn that $500 into $1,000, guys, you keep your profit. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I haven't seen a deal like that since 2021. You're also going to get up to $10,000 per user, of course, so that means that you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and credits, and you're going to get an SVIP1 code, which gives you 40% lower trading fees. You got to go check that out. You got to go. This 10% bonus is absolutely ridiculous. Getting free gains is absolutely ridiculous. Go check that out down below. Now, moving into the news, baby, because this news has been real good. First piece of news, $1.3 trillion TIAA reports $51,000 of the Bitcoin ETF per SEC filings, or it's holding $51,000 of the ETF per its SEC filings. Now, you may say, who the hell is the TIAA? Well, good old Google AI says the TIAA is the Teachers Insurance and Annuity Association of America, which is a Fortune 500 financial services organization that provides retirement services, investment devices, and education. Now, this was founded by Andrew Carnegie back in the day, of course, so it does have a lot of long-term credibility. It's been around for quite a while, and it does have over $1.3 trillion under management. Now, you may say, well, $51,000 is horseshit, and you got to remember, they all got to start somewhere, right? First and foremost, they started adding to this during the bull market. They know what time it is. They know Bitcoin's not just going to only go up. So they don't want to wreck themselves. They don't want to buy right now and then get stuck in a pullback. They probably want to take their time, get their feet wet, and do more accumulation as they do, of course, see this thing play out a little bit more. It's totally normal. But everyone that holds Bitcoin started somewhere. MicroStrategy started with just a little bit somewhere. And then as they get their understanding a little bit higher, they know how it works. They get how it moves. Their clients become more interested. Just watch. They'll buy more and more and more. This could just be the first drop in a big ass bucket, and I am really, really liking that news right there. Now, going forward, let's talk about Blackrock, because Blackrock's been on fire. Blackrock spot Bitcoin ETF did 5 billion with a B, or billion, like Trump says, in trading volume for the first time ever today. Broke a record just yesterday. What we saw was that of the flows that they saw, 3 billion of that was buying. 3 billion of that was buying. So sometimes we'll see 5 billion and it's like, okay, 2.5 billion worth of selling, 2.5 billion worth of buying, 5 billion worth of volume, whatever. No. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF bought 3 billion in Bitcoin for its ETF in the last 5 days. So the accumulation has been heavy. Now, with this in mind, Bitcoin's ETFs have now officially surpassed 500 billion, 500 billion people in cumulative trading volume within 10 months, which now makes it the fastest growing ETF in history. And just to top it all off, to put the cherry on the cake, BlackRock just disclosed directly owning nearly $100 million of Bitcoin through its own ETF. So like I said, whenever these companies just buy a little bit, you can't ignore it, because you never know when another company is going to end up being someone who owns hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin. So absolutely insane. BlackRock's really tripling down now, right? They were doubling down before. Maybe they're tripling down now. Absolutely fantastic news. Going a little bit forward, we have been getting some nutty price predictions recently. Galaxy Digital CEO comes out and says that he thinks that Bitcoin's price will head to 500,000 if the U.S. creates a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And then we, of course, saw that Van Eck, head of digital, has a price target for this cycle of 180,000, which I think is a little bit more reasonable. Now, it's not that, I think either one of these are right. I personally think that $130,000 to $140,000 without the government really starting to buy, hold, or create a strategic reserve of Bitcoin is most likely. I don't think we're going to hit some of those higher levels that people think we will, and it's just what happens, right? Everyone's Everyone thought we were going to hit $100,000 last cycle. We hit 70. Everyone thinks we're going to hit 250,000 this cycle. Maybe we only hit 140 or 160 or something like that. That's normal. It's what happens. But now, again, if the US does create a Bitcoin reserve, if they do start going crazy on Bitcoin, it might absolutely just gig us into 200 something, 300 something. That is possible. But I'm not just going to bet on that. I just need to see that happen, right? And so we have, again, some huge breakout targets coming from these guys. So, of course, that's something interesting. So, overall, it's been an absolutely insane 24 hours of nothing but good news. And I was so hyped to share this with you today. So, of course, I hope you guys did catching up on crypto this morning. I hope this does help you prepare for your day in this crazy-ass crypto market. And please don't forget, if you do want extra content from me and some extra information, check out that private community down below. You can join for as little as $1 a month. And if you do want to get to trading some crypto yourself from 100 to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below. Go get your 10% deposit bonus and go get to trading. All that link down below. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, here on the Crypto Catch Up, we post 2 videos a day. The first one in the morning covering Bitcoin in the broad market. The second one being an altcoin and meme coin coverage. So stay tuned for later's video where we talk about the alts, Pepe, Sheep, Doge, and much more. And I can't wait to catch up with you all later today. Peace out, everybody.